Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Coach Steve here with another edition of the Playbook, and today we have Z Broly. Z Broly has become quite popular character as of late. You see him on so many teams. I picked him up myself. Complete menace to society. But I have found through playing him some ways to deal with a bit of his tool set. So we're gonna go over one very simple way, in my opinion. And after that, we're going to go into one that's slightly more difficult, but very informative for you as well. So, as I mentioned, one simple way and one difficult way. But starting with what's simple is we don't have to deal with this shit. That's the beauty about fighting games. We're not actually forced to deal with any of this shit at all. And you're not alone if you feel the way I do and just press close application. Now, the alternate option, if you want to still play Dragon Ball FighterZ and not close the game out, is actually facing your demons, right? So, what I do want to go over in particular is the way Broly's armor works in a general sense. So, there's some rules of thumb that you may or may not be aware of. So I'm going to put him to, I want him to do EX, no, not EX, regular command grab, right? So it's light command. Now, light command grab starts up in 17 frames. The armor starts on frame 4. So if I were to 6M, he has an armor, basically, right? One thing to note about the armor on command grab, and pretty much any move that he has that has armor, with the exception of tackle. They're only one hit of armor, right? So you can do, things like that, right? You can vanish is also an option to hit him out, right? But sometimes you don't know if he's going to just do tackle instead. Right, so if you're just doing your regular string, he'll probably smoke you for it. So, with that in mind, there's a few things you want to take note of, and a few options that you have, particularly against these moves. So, the startup of the move changes when the armor is activated. Right. So his command grab is normally 17 frames. 17 frames is not a reactable command grab. Don't let any other Broly player or your friends convince you otherwise. It's not reactable online or offline. The medium one, however, is 24 frames. That one is definitely bad, but still hard. So you're not always going to react to it every time. But when the armor itself activates, the frame data of the move changes, the startup rate. So you see how it goes to 30 frames, because it gives the armor's there for about 10 frames. So you have like around a 10 frame window to really do anything. Right? So that's something important to know. You have 10 frames to see, or 10 extra frames to see what's going on, right? And if you're scared of both options, Vanish will beat both of them if you can react to the armor point instantly. Right, you don't know if he's going to do Lariat Express or not. I'm going to do EX because EX is better. Right, you don't know which one he's really going to do. Right, all of that armor. Lariat has about 10 hits of armor. So we don't really want to mess with that. But with that said, you have the option of invincible supers, or like a level 3, let's say like Bardock, say a Spirit Super. Let's say I do this, right? That will beat his armor out completely and punish him, which is really good to know, right? We already mentioned Vanish. These are typically your best options. Anything like that's invincible right? Not that so much, but supers. Supers is typically going to be your most consistent way to punish. So it's wise to keep meter on deck against this character, so that way his armor becomes a bit less threatening, right? And remember, because you have the 10 frames, you can react now to like the command grab animations and stuff. So like his medium command grab, if he were to use that, would be around 34 frames or slower. Right, so depending. And remember, general rule of thumb, every armor move has one hit of armor except for EX tackle. So with those things in mind, when you are fighting Broly, try and just have meter available with you, because that way it becomes easier to bully him, because now you have all these options and he has to be careful when using his armor. He doesn't have a 6 frame button, so when you do have meter, he has to be a lot more careful if you have a 6 frame. Because you have a 6 frame button with meter, and if you don't have 3 bars, number vanish is an option once you see anything that's pretty much red. So I hope that helps you guys a little bit. I'm going to do a part 2 on Broly in the future, because there's actually a lot more of this character that I want to cover. There's more weaknesses in this character than people might see at face value, but I want to go over what gives people one of the bigger issues here, which is his armor, because he has armor on normals, armor on specials, pretty much everything. And the armor on his normals does not occur on startup. It's only on the active frame. So let's see, I have him do medium. Right? He won't be able to armor me like right there. It'll pretty much happen after the initial startup. So after frame 11, the armor will start up. I think it's after. If anybody wants to comment that I'm wrong, please tell me. I'm still learning about the character myself. But consider all this information. There will be a part 2 on Broly, going in depth with his Ki Blast game, because that's a whole mini game in itself. But there are a few flaws in that as well. So thank you guys for tuning in to this. Please comment your thoughts. Any other characters that give you quite a bit of issues, or anything of the sort. If you guys like what you're seeing, it'll be 1 video a day, possibly 2, on each of these characters. So thank you guys.